Wale just dropped an album this past Friday titled Folarin II. It's a sequel to his 2012 mixtape Folarin. And it's also his follow-up to Wow, That's Crazy, which is an album that came out in 2019.
Okay.
I think this album had, 15 tracks? It was
15.
About 45.
48 minutes. 15 tracks, 48 minutes.
Yeah. Thought that was your block. My niggas ran that. Them niggas big pussy. Pass me a Tampax. Selling that powwow. I got that anthrax.
Okay, so like always, good, bad, and ugly, right? So the good, man, I loved most of this album. I liked a lot of the tracks on this album. Not a lot of bad songs. In fact, a lot of the things to me that were skip worthy were so because I had already heard them. Okay. Right? Like if I guess if we fast forward to the bad part of it, I don't like the whole and a lot of times I feel like it ends up being circumstantial, but I don't like the idea of, man, let's put out this commercial track, the singles, right? The Lucy's that they throw out there to hype up the project, but then the project doesn't end up coming out for another year. You know what I mean? And I've heard the song a million times from now. It ends up actually being a skip. Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? How many times do I want to hear Angles? You know what I mean? I love it. It's a good song. It was a great song when I heard it almost a year ago, but it's been out for a very long time. You know what I mean? So when you allow pieces of the project to be in the ethos that long, I feel like it's not necessarily a knock, but it doesn't have, like, if I had heard Angles for the first time on this album, I'd be like, damn, there go CB got another one.
It takes away a moment for you.
Yeah, album. for sure. It becomes very particular in how you choose your singles, because obviously that was a smash, right? But to me, it has more to do with the production schedule and actually getting these projects out on time. Because I highly doubt that if you told Wale it was going to be that much distance in between the album release and Angles release, there probably would have been a little bit more cohesiveness with that. Yeah. You know, so circumstances being what they was, it came out the way it is, and, you know, we're left to judge it as is. But all in all, man, I've got a pretty solid feature list as well. Like, Ross fucking floated on Light Years. That's
a track set up for Ross to do that.
Like, man, just like smooth butter all over Texas Roadhouse sweet rolls. Just smooth.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Just I loved it. Let's see. Can I talk about what I hated?
Absolutely.
Can I talk about what I hated? Dearly beloved. Why? What is it? What's up with you artists, man? Let me get my camera since we, you know, doing a lot of orientation changing, folks. We'll be settling in soon. Just, you know, give us some time. What is it with artists where they seem to just take these amazing pockets of their creativity and smash it into 2 minutes and only want to give you that and call it the interlude of the track? I don't understand. I don't get it. What is the point of the interludes? Like, I had the same problem on Loverboy with Sheba's. Yeah, Sheba's interlude. Like, fam, that was the best sounding thing on the album, but it only lasted for 90 seconds. Yeah. Same thing here. Like, you utilize a very seldom utilized kind of, you know, secret weapon in Jamie Foxx on the vocals. Track sounding amazing. I'm waiting for Wale. I never get it. I do not like the interlude teasers. I don't. Because it ends up being the best sounding thing on the album, and you don't expand on it.
That's a fact. It's unfortunate. But a lot of artists do utilize that. And then you go to Twitter, and everybody's talking about, man, I wish that was longer than a minute and a half.
Jesus Christ.
You know? So, yeah, no, it sucks. But it was a good track. It was definitely a good track. My highlights, I would probably have to say, are the Polka Dot track with J. Cole.
J. Cole fucking spazzed. Why is... And it's going to sound like disrespect, but it's not disrespect. But why is he sounding better on other people's albums than he is on Off Season? But Off Season was the fucking 9 to me.
No, Off Season was hard.
Like Cole's in a different mode right now. Like, it feels like he's in prove himself mode. And unlike other artists who would rather tell you why they're so underrated, he just continues to show you why he is top tier.
You know what I think it is about Cole is he gets into a certain mindset or a certain thing for an album, and then the things that he can't use for that, or the things that he wants to get outside of that, he saves for the features.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. He's definitely one of those guys that knows how to stick to a concept. If he chooses a vision for an album, he delivers. You know, it has helped and it has failed, to my estimation, in a couple different ways, right? Obviously, you know, Forest Hill Drives is a smash. For Your Eyes Only, for me, not so much. KOD is a mixed bag depending on who you ask. But the one thing that you will get from J. Cole is consistency.
1,000%.
Right? He has a concept. He has a message he wants to deliver. He's going to give it to you exactly the way he wants to give it to you. Where we see a lot of other, you know, artists when we talk about concepts of albums kind of slip in that regard. Like they struggle to find a lane and stick with it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta say I do love the Vibrant Thing sample.
Mm-hmm.
Fire. I don't know why somebody hasn't thought of that before.
Heat. No, it was
Very
heat. Absolute heat.
You can't go wrong with Q-Tip. And then I love Down South. I love the fact that he used the Swisher House sample, the Mike Jones Still Tipping sample. Fire.
Nigga.
And I love the fact that he worked with two Down South artists who are on the come up, Yella Beezy, Maxo Cream. I thought that was dope. And it wasn't too far out of Wale's lane.
Yeah, I mean, so give me those tracks again. Those were
Down South, Poke It Out. And then I did love the Faith Evans sample on Caramel as well.
Okay, Caramel was cool. I was gonna say there was a point in this album where it kind of just got a little laggy. You know what I'm saying?
A little boring.
I won't say boring because there aren't any tracks on here that I just don't want to hear ever again.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe just a little bit. The pace slowed down a bit. I'll say that.
Yeah.
The pace slowed a little bit, and that's probably where you're going to get the most knock from this album. Is in the meat, right? There are a lot of high highs, right? There are a lot of good moments that you can point to, and he does a good job of. Whoever sculpted the playlist, whoever had a hand in sculpting the playlist, did a good job of putting good moments where they needed to be. It was never down too long, but there were spots that were kind of maybe a chore to get through, I guess.
I look at it like this. The most high energy songs are the two that I just mentioned, Poke It Out, Down South.
Yeah.
They were on two different sides of the album.
Yeah, right. So, you know what I'm saying? He did a good job of cutting that. And in the middle, you have caramel, or is it caramel? Caramel?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad one. Probably not my most favorite Wale project. Definitely not. But
yeah, I haven't done the homework to.
I know it's not better than
is.
Ambition. I know it's not better than any of the mixtape About Nothing, More About Nothing. So the album About Nothing was better than this, but still not a bad album. I'll say that. I'll probably give it.
It's literally the worst.
I didn't say the worst.
Close to it.
I didn't say it was the worst.
Named a whole lot of projects that it wasn't better than.
I named 3.
You said
Or four.
Okay.
Sorry. But
how many studio projects is Wale had?
this is his 6th, I think.
And you just named 4 that it's not better than.
2 of those were mixtapes.
Two
of those were mixtapes.
Right, that doesn't make it any better. This was an album, right? So you named 4. So this is Wale's worst album then. This is worst studio project.
No, because it's not worse than The Gifted.
Okay.
It might be worse than Wow, That's Crazy.
So then it's just one of the worst and not the worst.
But it's also Wale. So his worst, or one of his worst, can be better than
I don't think it works that way.
some other artists.
I
think it does.
I don't think it works that way. So then More Life then is better than what? A lot of what? More Life is better than a lot of what? Exactly.
More Life's not his worst album though.
It's not?
I think Views is worse than that.
Nah, man. No, you gotta let that go. People like Views. I don't hear anybody spitting More Life bars. People still play Controller, at least. Or One Dance.
Some people do spit More Life bars. Top 2 and I'm Not 2. That's like the biggest one. You know what I'm saying?
Who's playing that song?
I do. Galchester?
Lame.
I definitely fuck with that.
Fucking lame.
Okay. Anyway, what do you give Wale's album?
Let's go with 6.5.
I'll
Definitely not average. Slightly above average. A pleasant project. It's something I'll revisit at some point. It's a classic album of the year. No, and I don't think that's what he stepped out to do. Nigga, did you catch the Felicia Rashad bar?
Yes.
Yes.
That was hard.
That was hard.
That was hard.
But yeah, all in all, above average, what you would expect from an artist like Wale at this point. 6.5 sounds good for me.
I'll give it a 6. Again, above average. But when I look at, like you said, the album of the year contenders, this probably won't be
He's
up there.
definitely releasing in a year where it's a lot of heavy hitters releasing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, shit, we're literally coming a week off of a Young Thug release, so
Yeah.
with a Kendrick release pending. So
With a
lot
Big
of
Sean release pending.
a lot of nuts, a lot of balls to release when he's releasing, but then that also tells me that he's not really. That's not how he views the success in his projects. How he stacks up with some of these bigger acts or as big acts as him. So
He likes to think that he's in a specific lane.
yeah. So I mean I think he could chalk this one up as a success for sure.
Okay. I think I could agree with that. Any other thoughts on Wale Folarin II?
Nah, good one, Wale. Good take. Good swing.
Hey, where y'all going? Where y'all going?
Thanks for watching another Back of the Bus Squad episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Want to check out another episode related to this? Go ahead and click that video to the left.
If you want to catch up on some of our other episodes, make sure you click the playlist below.